Welcome back everyone to another episode of Backlash Angling. It is still fall, which means the boys at Backlash are still chasing after muskies. This past weekend we got out again on Lake St. Clair, and yeah, it was a bit of an interesting one. We entered into our first ever musky tournament. Musky Brawl, 7th annual, held out on Lake St. Clair. It's a casting and jigging tournament only, and yeah, it was different for us. This is my second fishing tournament of all times. My dad's first ever fishing tournament, so it was pretty exciting. But yeah, I decided to break this video down and do it a little bit differently than usual. I usually get out there. I usually film everything in the one day, close it all off, easy peasy, put it together, and send it out for you guys. But I decided to sit back, kind of talk about things that happened, how our weekend went. And yeah, we'll go from there. But first off, I'd just like to say, if you guys can hit that subscribe button and get us going, we're at the low 600s right now, and my goal was to get to 1,000 by the end of the year. That's a high hope, but if we can get anywhere close, I'd really appreciate it. But let's get started in the video. So the first day we headed out, we decided to head to the Detroit River. We were there 2 weekends prior. We had some luck. We went 3 for 6. We caught a 46 incher. We've heard of some big ones that were getting caught there, and yeah, that was my call. I definitely took the call on that one and decided that Detroit River was the place we were going to start our tournament. We got out there for our early 7 a.m. start when the tournament took off, and yeah, this is kind of how it went. Skunked, yeah. I don't think there is a single musky angler in the world out there that hasn't said they've been skunked at least one day in their musky careers. But this was a tough one. It's been a few years since I've been on Lake St. Clair where I haven't seen a fish, been hit by a fish, had a bite, had any sign of musky at all. We saw boats around us catching some. We saw some high 40s caught. We saw some mid 40s caught. But it was just like our boat was completely just pushing them away. We didn't have a single thing, and it was frustrating. We were seeing big fish caught. There was 48.5 and a 47.25, which was caught by one guy and who was leading the tournament at the end of day one. So it was just frustrating to be in a spot where I have confidence in. I know there's some fish being caught around it, maybe not as many as usual, but yeah, it was really frustrating. So when it came down to it, we knew that it was a 2-day tournament. We had to put something together. We had to figure out choices. And once again, we sat down at the end of the day, and I decided that I still had that confidence in the Detroit River. I've been to the Thames. I've been to Bell River. I've had smaller fish caught at the Thames. And at this point, I knew it would have to be a big fish bag to take this tournament. So I made the call. Once again, I made this call that we were going to go back to the Detroit River the second day, give it all we got, and try to get those big fish, because I have that confidence in the Detroit River. That big fish are there, and if we have to put a big bag together, it has to be at the Detroit River. So our second day, I'll give you some sights here. Once again, it was a really tough bite. We once again were a boat that was just always around fish, but not landing them in our boat. We had 7 or 8 fish that day landed right next to our boat. We're doing a drift jigging bondies. The boat behind us hooks up. We're casting and drifting the contour. As we pass the drift, the next boat passing us behind us catches a fish. We saw some big fish caught. We saw some high 40s. We saw some low 40s. We saw tons of fish being caught. Once again, it wasn't that hot heat that it has been in the past, but there's still fish being caught. So we're all down on ourselves. There's 4 of us at this time, and we are still grinding, and we cannot get a bite. So right around 2 o'clock, as our spirits are really low, our good friend Corey brought up a few of his buddies to try to get him on their first muskie. They were in a boat right behind us once again, doing a drift. We gave him a couple of our baits, drifting bondy baits, and our good friend Mac hooks up, and I'll run the footage right now. Let's go. We're coming. We're coming. Here, Dad, pass that net.
Turn the trolling motor off, mate.
It's off.
Open it up for him, too. You're going to the other side of the boat.
I can.
Just hold on.
Here, let me. Keep her down, keep her down. Yeah, I'll net it. I'll net it.
Don't hit it.
Just keep her down, keep her down.
Don't put that net, you'll lose it. Get rid of this.
Oh yeah, that's a good fish. Keep her there, keep her there. I'm coming, I'm coming. Keep her away from that trolling motor. Holy shit. That's a big fish, man.
Sorry, real. Turn. Alright, keep going.
You're good.
Really won't be so long.
Lift. Yeah.
You got it?
Get it, Chase. There you go. Yeah, that's a huge one. Woo! Put it back in the net. That's a big fish, man. Calm down. She's full of piss of vinegar. Oh, that's 48 3/4. Here. That is bigger than I've ever caught. 48 3/4. That right there is a fucking stellar fish, man.
That's awesome. Good job, Mac.
Yeah.
Kick.
There you go.
No, just.
There you go.
Mac.
That's a tank.
Back in the net when you got some good pictures.
Yeah, so that fish ended up measuring out to 48 3/4. Yeah, so which would have been the second biggest fish of the tournament, I believe. And yeah, it was a tank. It was healthy. It had a nice gut on it. Pretty much took up the whole bump board. Would have been a good fish to be entered in the tournament, but to get somebody on their first muskie ever and for it to be a 48 3/4 was pretty spectacular. And I don't know if this is just an occurrence in our group, but we always seem to bring friends out and they always seem to catch just giant muskies. A lot of the times way bigger than our personal best in our group. So yeah, congrats to you, Mac. That was a heck of a fish. It was cool to be a part of, cool to put it in the net, and yeah, I hope that memory sticks with you and you're officially a musky nut. But back to the tournament. Once again, day 1 passes, day 2 passes. My dad and I, the 2 backlashers in the group, still have not entered a fish, and at this point, the bag is big. The bag is really big. The 2 top guys were sitting at 143 1/4 and 142 1/4 at the end of day 2. So an average fish size of about somewhere a little over 47 inches. It was insane. These bags were stupid. There was 11 people that weighed or measured in fish that were all over 130 inches. Meanwhile, the previous year, only one guy caught his 3 fish limit. And so just to have that year, the competition was fierce, and we were definitely down on ourselves. Definitely knew that our shots for the tournament were starting to dwindle, but we knew that if we go out on the Sunday, we grind, and we put at least one big fish in the boat, the biggest of the tournament, we get our names etched on that trophy, and yeah, it'd be something worth remembering. So we decided on Saturday night that we were going to head to the Thames River, which had produced a bunch of big fish, probably 2/3 to 3/4 of the fish of the tournament, and it was definitely bumping all weekend long. So yeah, we decided to pack our bags, head there for the last portion of the morning on the Sunday, and give it our best shot. So I'll roll you guys some of the content here because I'll give you a heads up. We officially got the skunk out of the boat, so enjoy. Yeah, perfectly tied. There we go. I'm on. Come on. I got it. I don't know. Hit it good. Little guy, peanut.
Hey, there we go. That's not bad.
Not a peanut.
There's a 40 probably.
Woo! There we go.
We caught a fish.
Let's go.
It's our side's turn.
Let's go. So lively. Alright, finally, 2 days later, musky. Absolute peanut. Just measured out 36 1/4, but finally got one to enter into the Musky Brawl. Get her back. You never know, maybe a couple more big ones will pop off.
Turn to me, turn to me.
Okay. Right here.
She'll be ready to go.
There we go. Let's get some bigger ones now.
So yeah, it's nice to have a long range plan because then you kind of know which way you're going.
You have
Yep. Yep. I got it.
Jace, you got the camera.
There you go.
How's it feeling?
What happened? Let go. Sharpen those hooks.
Real nice fish. There we go. He's on. He's on. He's on. White court. Yeah. Here, pass the net. You get camera. Here, I'll get net. I'll get net. You go around.
I got boat balance.
Way out, eh?
Yeah, that's right on the end of the cast. The line's right here too, Zach. Here it comes.
Where?
Here it comes.
Pull up.
Nice fish. Nice.
I think it's hurt.
That's a better one. Oh, he cranked that.
Oh yeah, dude. That's
That thing is in. Smash that. Holy sh.
oh, that's gonna be a tough one.
Yeah. Out of my core.
There we go.
A nice fish.
I think 42.
A little more towards me.
41 probably. 41.5.
There you go. Yeah, right. 40, 41.
All right, so that is going to wrap things up for this video. As you can see, I personally got a 36 1/4, so at least I can say I entered a fish in the tournament. And then Corey got that 40 to 42, somewhere in between there. Another just kind of cookie cutter size for that Thames River. You definitely have to wean through the small ones we find at the Thames River. If you're looking to just get on fish, I would highly suggest that being your first choice. If you're looking to catch your first muskie, head there. But there's also some tanks that live amongst the rest of that cookie cutter size of that 35 to 42 inch. So, yeah. Overall, wasn't what we hoped for. I had really high hopes. I had definitely some confidence, and I made some decisions for the tournament that I gotta live with. I decided to go big or go home, and I ended up just not getting those bites that I needed to. So next year, I'll definitely be readjusting and reevaluating some of these decisions and areas that I want to fish first. But yeah, I want to give a big shout out to Dave Gray and any of the boys that had any contributions to Musky Brawl, any of the sponsors, and yeah, a big shout out to the winners. You guys put together some absolute killer bags. That was some great musky fishing, way bigger than I expected from the weekend, but yeah, that was some incredible fishing, and I'm excited for next year's event, 8th annual. I'll be definitely bringing some high spirits and look forward to some better results. So hope you enjoyed the little bit of content we got this weekend, and yeah, hopefully we can get out one last time and finish the 2021 season on a big 50-inch note. But yeah, thanks for watching, and make sure to subscribe to the channel for some upcoming content.